that, because a lot of kids will feel that way. Sometimes, not just children, even as adults, sometimes an adult may ask to help another adult out because they see that they're struggling. And then that person's like, oh, well, you think I'm better? You think I'm less than you are? I had a saying I used to say, because I have 9 children, people would say, you want some hand-me-down clothes, or, you need this or you need that. And I'd be like, wait a second. Like, just because I have 9 children don't mean that I need, like, I'm not less than you are. So it's important to make sure that person understands that what you're doing for them is genuinely coming out of love and care for them. So I don't want you to not do what you can do for her because you don't want her to feel that way. I want you to open communication up with her to let her understand that you are her friend. You love her and you care about her and you see what she's going through. That would help her break her silence. That would help her probably talk to you even more about what she's going through. So you being a friend to her and actually having that type of communication with her could help her break her silence and open up even more to you. And it'll help her deal with what she's going through. Because it's not easy for her to go to somebody and talk to them about just a little bit of the stuff you just talked to me about. That's not easy. And if she's talked to you about that already, then you should continue to have that door open and allow her to be comfortable enough to continue to share with you. And you will be a part of her helping to heal. You know what I mean? You're a part of her healing process. You're you're being a part of her journey to getting through this. So when we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk to Jelani and see if Jelani has a situation that he can share with us. You guys stay tuned to the voice of children suffering in silence. We're going to pay some bills. We are live inside of Be Exposed radio station, y'all. All right, we'll be back.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're coming to you a little late today. That's okay. Technical difficulties. Things happen in life. But that's why you just gotta roll with the punches. So, as you know, I'm Miss D. I am joined in the studio with
Queen Fiend
and our honorary behind the scenes, Mr. TC. So, today, it's beautiful outside.
It is. After the rain that we got this morning, it was like, girl, I'm so glad I cut my hair because I would have been trying to duck and dodge if I had that weave still, girl. Girl, I was walking in the rain like, yeah, whatever.
Exactly. No more ducking and dodging for us.
We broke the barrier.
Yes. I've been natural now for about 4 years straight.
I've been
5
off
years.
and on for about that long. I've been off and on for about that long.
Yeah. I get tempted. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to cut it off, or I'm going to perm it, or I don't know. Or I'm like, maybe I should lock it up.
That would be pretty on you.
I think so.
I think that's pretty.
But I like to change my hair a lot.
So try some 2-strand twist.
Yeah. I have to work on that.
Let me know, girl. Call me.
So normally I have like this fantastic quote of the day, but today's quote of the day is WTF, honestly, because I feel like the world is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. So that's my quote of the day. WTF.
Exclamation point, exclamation
Yes.
point.
Yes. Giant 50 point font, exclamation point of WTF. So we're going to talk about a couple different things, but one thing is a couple weeks ago, we talked about our teenage girls and some boys disappearing. So I'm on the playground yesterday with my children and their daddy, Chulo, and we were having a Nerf battle. And I look over as my kids are playing with their dad, and I see this little teeny girl come from halfway up the street, out of her house, walk down the street, across the street. She is completely alone, people, completely alone. Comes down into the playground, and sit next to the swing that I'm on. But she can't get up by herself. So I'm like, would you like some help? So I help her. And then she turns to me and she goes, I need you to push me. And I was like, did you want to say please? Right. She was like, oh, please. Well, normally I come to the playground with my sister and she pushes me. And I said, well, where's your sister now? She said, oh, she in school. So I'm like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mind you, this little girl just came to this playground by herself. And then now I'm stuck pushing this little girl on the swings because I'm a nice person. And then she wants to come over and she wants to start playing with our Nerf toys, which, again, we're a very nice, open family. She had 2 Freezy Pops in her hand, which were freshly cut. I don't even want to know how that happened. I'm hoping somebody else did that for her. But the point is that I don't know this little girl. She didn't know me. I don't know this little girl's mom. Her mom didn't know me. This little girl was on the playground with us for a good 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Until, you know, me and Chulo were like, okay, it's time for us to get our kids. It's time for lunch. It's time for nap. It's, you know, we have a scheduled work. You know, parents. Like, and I'm just like, and finally, this little girl's mom is screaming for her. And so I walk up to the sidewalk and I show her that she's there and she's safe. And she goes, oh, thanks. I wanted to be like, thanks. You don't know me. I don't know you. I just spent 35 minutes with your kid, pushing your kid on the playground. Now, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about teenagers being snatched up. Children are abducted every single day. Right now, there's a child right now being abducted.
I know.
I was floored by I don't even know the words. But what if I was a vindictive, horrible person?
Or you were just like somebody who just snatches, you know.
Right.
You know.
You're
a child collector.
And then
that scares me. That is my worst fear.
Right.
Ever. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much pain I am, how flared I am. If I go to the playground with my little girl that was here last week, I am everywhere she is. Monkey bars, on top of the slide, wherever, the swing, whatever. Like, till she towers over me completely, and I can see her because she's taller than me, she will not be out my sight. I still walk. Like, it took for me, I want to say she was 5, almost 6, to stop strolling her around in the stroller. At first, I used to laugh at, like, Hispanic or Chinese or Asian people that do that. But I understand now because
they're on top of their kids.
Once you become that mom, and like I said, she was like smuggled when I first had her. So once you become that mom, it's hard for you to be like, oh, she can go such and such place by herself. No. No.
Yeah. My family and I belong to a neighborhood pool. So my parents' house is like here, and the pool is down 2 more houses.
Right.
My daughter said to me one day, oh, can I walk down to the pool? I was like, by yourself? So what I did was I said, okay, you want to have a little bit of independence. Now, my daughter's 9. And when she asked this question, I think she was like 8 or whatever. So I stood in the middle of the street and watched her walk from my parents' house down into the pool, into the gates, until I knew she was safe. I watched her the entire way. It was 2 houses away, but still, that is 2 houses enough for somebody to roll up in their car.
Doors.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And snatch my kid. Like,
or even at the pool.
Yeah.
Somebody could take her in the opposite direction, you know. No.
And she was only allowed to go because I called the pool ahead of time, talked to the front gate. I'm like, she's coming down, this and that. And another parent was there with a classmate of hers.
Right. So you were familiarized.
Yeah.
See, that's parenting.
Yeah. Takes a village, people. But the right village. A village that you know, that you're comfortable with. Parents that you've spoken to. The fact that you opened up your door and let your 3-year-old walk out of it.
I couldn't even imagine.
I mean, and what I'm telling you, she walked down the street and across the street by herself, completely by herself. Completely. I'm flabbergasted. Yeah. Thank you, TC. Perfect sound.
I'm just saying, are we sure that the mother opened the door, or did the 3-year-old open the door?
It doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter
For
who opened the
35
door.
minutes, how do you not know your child is not?
And you knew your
within
child was
the
out
vicinity
there.
of you?
You knew your child was out there because she opened up the door calling for her. And then had the nerve to wave at me and thank me. You don't even know my name.
Nothing about me.
Nothing. I'm confused. So, also, we're just talking about WTF. We're going to touch on what the heck happened in Cleveland. So, apparently, there was a guy in Cleveland who Facebook Live. What did he do?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So what happened is, apparently on Facebook Live, I refused to watch the video. Anytime somebody shared it, I didn't, I hid it from my timeline. But what supposedly happened is, he supposedly killed this elderly man on Facebook Live.
For what?
For saying something about his ex-girlfriend, for mentioning his ex-girlfriend in the conversation is the reasoning behind this gruesome murder.
And how did this man kill his husband?
How did he kill the person? He walked up to him and shot him in his head.
What?
On Facebook Live. On Facebook Live. Then he turned around days later and killed himself. It's a lot of debate on Facebook even still about this headline. A lot of people are saying the murder wasn't real.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying you have to pay attention to the video to even kind of figure out if it's real or not. They said the blood splatter was very much too red for it to be blood from the head or a gunshot wound. They said if the gunshot wound to the head would have splattered, where he shot him at, and he would have splattered all over everywhere, including the camera.
Right.
Then I guess the family of the victim spoke out and said it's very much real. Their father was killed on Facebook Live.
Right.
The ex-girlfriend has even spoken out. She's like, listen, I don't know why he spoke my name up in this conversation. I don't know what I had to do or why, Steve had, a nerve to even, put his 2 cents in it. I didn't ask him to get involved. And, things of that nature. But it's just sad because then some people are just even so petty as to say, oh, somebody can kill somebody on Facebook Live, but I can't play my music in the background because it's not copywritten.
Exactly. Or somebody tried to post a yoga video of a motivational speaker while they did yoga, and Facebook blocked it. I was like, but you didn't block the murder? I'm confused.
I don't understand. I was performing my own song at my show, and Facebook told me they could not play the video because I didn't have right to Queen Fiend's music.
You responded back like I am Queen
I
Fiend, right?
am Queen Fiend. Huh? Can you look at the administrators on Queen Fiend's page? Who's the only administrator on Queen Fiend's page? Okay. Please let me post my video. Thank you.
Okay, guys. And then we're about to go to a quick commercial break. We're also going to talk about today, speaking of WTF, Aaron Hernandez. Seriously. Okay, but right now, it is Friday. It is still beautiful outside, but we'll be right back with Breaking Barriers. I am Miss D.
And I'm Queen Fiend.
And we'll be right back.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream as white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Breaking Barriers Radio. I'm your co-host, Queen Fiend, and sitting across from me is your main host,
Ms. D.
And sitting behind her is the other co-host, TC.
And we have singing in the background, TC.
TC. No worries. You're here. You're never forgotten.
I love how he approaches himself.
Somebody has to.
Yes. So, apparently with the Cleveland killer, I was just reading here, after a few days of him going missing in action from, the Facebook Live video, he fled to Pennsylvania. Somebody saw him in a drive-thru of a McDonald's parking lot in Erie, Pennsylvania, and called the police.
Oh, how convenient, Erie.
In Erie, right? This is why a lot of people are saying that this is not real. Mm-hmm. Then he killed himself.
Okay.
During a high-speed chase.
All right.
But there has yet to be any released footage of a high-speed chase.
Right.
They're saying they don't want, it's too gruesome, but it was very much okay for you guys to put, real or not, this type of video on Facebook. They're, trying to explain about him being a part of this fraternity and how he was this person and that person. Nobody would think he was do anything like this in a million years. However, the victim, Robert Goodwin, was a father of many and had grandchildren, as many as 14 grandchildren.
How many kids do you have?
It said 6, 14 grandkids, 6 kids. Self-taught mechanic, and awesome guy from what I read up on him. But the police are very unsatisfied. They said we're grateful that this is ended. However, we would have preferred for it to not end this way. There are a lot of questions, and I'm sure they're not only about from the family, but from the city in general and the public in general have questions for Steve. They were saying Godwin's daughter, Brenda Heyman, learned that Stephen was dead and was planning funeral arrangements for her dad. Okay. And she just basically said, all I can say is I wish he had gone down in a hail of 100 bullets. I wish he had gone down like that instead of shooting himself.
Right.
So, a question that was asked on another radio show, and this kind of could bring us into Erna Hernandez. You murder someone, and then you take your life.
Right.
Is that cowardly? Would you say that person is being a coward?
Of course they're cowards.
Yeah.
Most murderers are.
Yeah.
Most people that commit crimes, most people that are bullies are cowards. Flat out. Like, that's why they're bullies. That's why. Okay. And then what's even more interesting to me is that Aaron Hernandez was acquitted.
Right.
He was found not guilty.
And he was about to, get all those things, and he was about to, talk about his release, right? He had a hearing or a probation or something he had to.
So that tells me you're even more of a coward. Because that tells me you get released, somebody's still going to come after you.
Because they were talking about giving him probation. Because he still was going to do some time because of the connection.
Because he was an accessory.
Right.
Right.
But just up on me reading anything, because I'm a New England fan. So just be reading.
Say what? Leave right now. Goodbye.
I'm very sorry, but before, when I was listening, you can't bump me. Like, don't give me that.
I didn't do it.
I'm saying TC. Like, don't give me that. On the rail, before the Ravens came here, I've been watching football since I was born with my grandfather and my dad. Before the Ravens came here, I was a New England fan. So I can't just switch up on my team because Baltimore has a team. Like, I'm not going to do that. I love the Ravens as my hometown team, but my team is the Patriots. Live with it. Anyways. So, like,
I'll just ignore that fact about her.
It's not that deep. Like, I'm not even watching football season this year because Colin is not going to be able to play. So, whatever.
Who's not playing?
Colin Kaepernick, the one who was protesting for Black Lives Matter and all of the other pro-black things. Yeah. And they told him he cannot play football because of this stuff.
No.
Right, but meanwhile, they're fighting so hard for Ray Rice to get back in the NFL. Tom Brady, my Patriot, is still playing. He's raped somebody. So I can't.
Tom Brady's done a lot of nasty
He's done a lot of nasty things. Ray Lewis.
Roethlisberger is still playing football. I don't know how many
chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like at a protest with football right now because, so many players get away with things. Ocho Cinco. Look at him. They get away with all of this stuff because they're star players. Only reason why Colin got known is because of his big afro, his pro-black movements that he did. He wasn't like a star on his team.
I am not. I'm sorry, I'm not a big Colin Kaepernick fan, but either here nor there. I don't have a problem with freedom of speech and you standing your ground and being part of the Black Lives Matter campaign. I just think, unfortunately for him, I think there were certain things he went about the wrong way, which made him a huge target. But hey, it's freedom of speech. He can do whatever he wants.
I feel like even still, that shouldn't cost him his career when so many people have done so much other wrong things.
That's cool.
Other than speaking out. I just don't see how, the two kind of like outweigh the other. Like,
it's politics.
Yeah.
It's politics.
And it's just sad. But Aaron, they said he was the type that would pull a gun out on you in a minute. Like, he had that temper. Like, he was just that hot-headed. That, from sad cause from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Upbringing, rough.
Then they said he kind of lost it once his father passed away.
And, he's been stricken by grief most of his life. And me having that experience, having dealt with grief most of my life, can somewhat identify where my anger is easily triggered, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go.
Right.
And I've learned at an early age how to ask for help or speak to somebody about what's bothering me.
Right.
Some people don't know how to use their resources or how to ask.
To me, well, I feel bad because I'm a very friendly, compassionate person. However, in certain situations like this, I tend to be a little bit more cold-hearted. Like, you were somewhat ways a hometown hero. Looking back at his entire football career, he was very successful from the very beginning. His father made sure he was successful. To be where he was in the draft pick and to have the career and to play for the team that he was playing for, I just don't understand how you make just idiotic decisions with your life. I don't understand half these athletes out here who are making millions of dollars and still get arrested because, you're carrying a handgun or you're on drugs or you're just like, what the? It's frustrating because here I am, regular Joe Schmo, busting my tail day in, day out to get a fraction of the money that you're making. And forgive my verbiage, but you're just pissing it in the wind. You're just like, I don't give a damn.
Like said, more money, more problems.
Like, and then for Aaron Hernandez, his daughter is 2 days older than my son. If that wasn't enough for you to be motivated enough to live, that just proves to me how selfish of a bastard you are. You selfish. And you a coward. Because you got acquitted. You didn't kill these people, but you were an accessory to it. And now you about to get out of jail. You're not some big top football player no more, so now you scared. That, honestly, I feel like that flat out is why he killed himself. He's like, oh shit. When I get out there, they gonna beat my ass. They gonna kill my ass.
They gonna be ready to come.
They gonna be ready to come after me. I might as well do it myself.
Then there's an article, and his lawyer was interviewed, and his lawyer basically said he believed that he was murdered. He doesn't believe that Aaron would hang himself.
Maybe. I mean, it is jail.
You never know. Like, look at the whole Sandra Bland situation.
Who?
Sandra Bland.
Why am I lost in the sauce on that one?
Oh my God.
Come on, let's break that barrier.
Did you guys see my face? Did you see it? I'm gonna give her. She gonna have to Google that one.
I don't have my phone.
TC, please help me. Okay. Sandra Bland was a woman who was arrested during a supposedly routine traffic stop.
Oh, okay.
And was killed in jail, but she supposedly hung herself.
Right. Okay.
Cell.
I did hear about her. I'm not that lost, y'all. I heard about her. Look at TC's face. Okay, stop. Wait. Y'all making me laugh. And we talk about. I'm sorry. I remember Sandra Bland. I just didn't know that was her name. But I remember the story. I'm sorry. Please don't think that.
So I mean, with all of that going on and all of these cases with people dying in police custody, it's believable. However, I don't myself believe that somebody murdered him.
No, I think he was a coward.
He may have been aided in his suicide.
Yep.
But
I'm sure somebody helped him.
I don't believe he was murdered. Not one bit.
Who knows? He could have been.
Well, I mean, we would never know because
you know,
even if he was murdered, they're not going to release that as a fact. They're not going to do that.
And they just made it look like a suicide.
Then the family is suing the Patriots for unlawful death.
How does that work?
I was reading this article in awe. Like, why are they blaming Colin? Not Colin. Oh, sorry, Colin. Don't you do it. Colin is on my mind because I'm just like, yeah. But anyway, that's another story for another day. They're blaming Aaron's death on the Patriots.
How so? The Patriots didn't put guns in his
They're
hands.
saying that they were not supportive of him.
Why would they be?
In jail, they were not supportive of him when he got arrested. They were saying nobody came to see him, visited him, wrote him, supported anything that happened surrounding the situation. They didn't speak out when the situation happened. They dusted it under the rug and continue on as the Patriots.
Well,
I just think that's stupid. I mean, if that's the case, then every pro athlete that's ever been in any kind of serious legal action should their family do it? Should Ray Rice's family do it? Should Ben Roethlisberger's family do it? I mean, shoot, Ray Lewis prime example. Should his family? I mean, nothing's happening to him now, but when he was going through the legal actions he was going through, the family wasn't in an uproar. Nobody was, doing anything to protest anything. No. Why should this be because he took his own life? Like, I feel like that's...
And again, just like the Aaron Hernandez situation, he was found to be an accessory to the murder, but he was on trial for murder. Same thing with Ray Lewis. He was on trial for murder. However, there was no evidence that could prove that he physically murdered the person. So, same thing with OJ. We all know OJ.
We're not going to talk about OJ.
I'm just saying, we all know OJ was an accessory. We all know he probably had something to do with Ron and Nicole. But he was on trial for, did he physically murder Ron and Nicole?
Like I know that nigga did it.
He was an accessory. He probably set it up, but that's not what he was on trial for. Didn't I just say he set it up? But that's not what they put him on trial for. They were putting him on trial for, did he physically stab Ron and Nicole? He could not be proven to have physically stabbed Ron and Nicole, so therefore he got off. Because
you were a public defender in your past life. That's what I'm just
what?
saying.
Right. No.
Next time one of these baby fathers of mine want to play with me, I am bringing Dee to court with me because she's going to defend me to the death.
I'm just saying how the court system works. I'm not defending anybody. I'm saying
so good.
you were on trial for this, and you can't try him twice for it because it's called double jeopardy. Anyways, you guys, see, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I watched
defender.
Say what?
So now
I said you were a public defender.
I'm not a public defender.
Okay,
I just watched a lot of court TV growing up with my mother.
So now that I'm saying, also, not only is Aaron Hernandez's family trying to file unlawful death suit, Odin Lloyd, the person who he killed.
Oh, 30 seconds. Okay.
His family is trying to file an unlawful death suit against the Patriots as well.
I'm confused on where the Patriots fit into this. This is nuts. Anyways, if you guys have something to say about this, 410-702-5657. Text in 443-642-9403. We will be right back with Breaking Barriers with Queen Fiend, Miss D, And TC.
TC.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
If you had a dream venue, where would that be? Like, some people want to do Carnegie Hall or like a big stadium somewhere.
I want to go with Madison Square. I wanna feel that
so
building.
You just gonna shoot for the moon.
I want to feel it. I want to look out and just feel the vibration of all of those people there to be uplifted and all of that, because that's what I want to do for people.
So are you dancing? Are you...
I want to implement that. I think I want to start doing some blocking. Like, not like, tear it up. But just like a
little 1-2.
Hell, a little, not voguing, but kind of the essence of it. Very posy and, hit the mark. Yeah, we're not trying to like bust out sweats.
So that's mean you don't have the dance gene and you.
I can dance.
Okay,
that's
not what I
want to
do.
I can dance, but I'm not, trying to give that. That's not my lane. I want to keep it really kind of a retro feel with like the new school with a retro feel. Like
okay. Little Banji Soul.
Yeah.
People gonna start using that.
And they should.
Little Banji Soul. Yeah. But this market, so people know, like this was mine.
This where it came from. Because people was queens out here now that was princesses last week. They was princesses before my album dropped. Now they queen or something. I'm like, pinky up.
I cannot.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back.
You are tuning in to Breaking Barriers Radio with Miss D.
Hello.
Queen Fiend. Hey. and TC.
Telemundo.
Telemundo.
So hilarious.
So we're talking about this whole Aaron Hernandez situation, and yeah.
So
it's just sad.
It's just very sad.
It's a sad situation. His little girl is 4 years old. She'll be 5 in October, 17th of October, actually. Only reason I know that is because her birthday is 2 days before my son's. And when I first read about his story a while back, I realized he had a daughter 2 days before my son. That's the only reason I know that. In fact, me, him, and Adele all had children. Adele's son and my son are born on the same day. I know, I love that woman. Anyways, that's a side note. But anyways, I just think it's sad because his ride or die fiance made sure that little girl knew who her dad was.
Right.
So not only do you have to grow up first with the thing of my dad was in jail for quote unquote killing somebody, 2 people. Now you have to be like, oh, my dad was in jail for killing 2 people and then he killed himself. Rock on.
How can she go on mentally?
Well, the good thing about it is that she's 4.
Mm-hmm.
So her mom, I'm trying to think of how old my daughter was when I explained suicide to her. I don't know. However, I don't think it all depends on the child.
Right, because I mean, I know working with special needs kids and the trainings and blah 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 that we had, like that was becoming a higher rate. 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds.
4-year-olds what?
We're coming up on the high rate. It was 4-year-olds, it was men, elderly men, and then it was women, and then it was teenage boys. For suicide.
Seriously?
Yes. Either was accidentally for 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Or they somehow killed themselves. Some of them got caught in blinds or accidentally finding a parent's gun.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. But one 4-year-old child jumped out the window. So,
I forget how old Mike Tyson's daughter was when she passed away.
Right.
But she got caught up in the conveyor belt of a treadmill. But she was like 3. But either way, guys, we talk about these things because it's sad. And our heart goes out to his little girl. Our heart goes out to his family. However, a past article that I read about him was him realizing that he had gotten to the point where he wasn't getting any visitors. He wasn't getting any type of support in court. The only person that was showing up day in and day out was the fiance. Mom wasn't coming to court. His brothers or sisters or cousins, aunts, uncles, nobody from the Patriots, nobody from the NFL.
Yeah.
People that he thought were his friends, when he was big time, Aaron Hernandez, the football player. I think he slowly but surely realized
he had no one in his corner.
Yeah. You are all alone, my friend. So the situation is just sad. I don't know for sure if he killed himself. It's interesting. There's a movie called The Mechanic with Jason Statham and Ben Foster. And I just find it interesting because they make deaths look like suicides or accidental deaths. So for the fact that you said that he could have been murdered, that's very possible for me.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Very possible.
That was what the whole movie was about. Was how they make people look like they had an accidental death. Same thing they bring up with Prince and Michael Jackson, and it's just all too coincidental.
Yeah.
So
and then I saw something on Facebook with like these memes, even underneath the Cleveland killer. It's kind of like I feel like they bring on things like the Cleveland killer, like Aaron Hernandez's death, to distract us from what's really going on.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of these memes, and it was kind of like circled at the bottom, like it was like a news headline thing, and it was the people at the desk, and they were saying, breaking news: Aaron Hernandez kills himself in prison. And underneath, in the scrolling bar across, the person had circled China or Japan's plans on to move in on the U.S.
Right. Exactly. So we're going to touch on that because I have a lot to say about that. But we have to take a quick commercial break. So we'll be right back with Miss D, Queen Fee, on Breaking Barriers.
Yeah.
Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling, he was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family, you know what I'm saying? And like for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you just like that. You feel me? It's like damn. Another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like why?
And like again, it's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? Gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it. You look back going like, damn, I got it. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
Sensual Aromas, where you get 100% all-natural health care products. From herbal treatments for skin conditions and internal cleansing for the body, Sensual Aromas has what you're looking for. There are $25 natural cleansers, $15 natural body detoxes. There's also a special going on now. For $12, you can get 5 lip balms, and for $8, you can get 2 of our whipped scented shea butters. For coupons on our services, go to breakthetradition.com. For more products and information, go to sensualaromas.com.
Hi, I'm Ashley Matthews. With each individual sale, there will be a donation made to fighting cancer naturally. Research without radiation. Let's break away from the old tradition.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school? Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And welcome back to Breaking Down the Radio Show. I'm your co-host, Queen Fiend.
And I'm Miss D.
And singing in the background is TC. Stop applauding yourself.
TC, you've been quiet today.
Yeah, what's going on?
You said I'm quiet today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's 2 weeks in a row.
I know. Last week you just disappeared.
Well, see, okay, let me break down my week for you guys so you can understand why I sometimes disappear. So this is what happens. I work 7 days a week, right?
Uh-huh.
Usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my longer days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what that means is I usually work the night before up until like maybe midnight or so. Then I got to get up for my 8 o'clock class.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually don't get home till like 12:30, 1 o'clock. That means I get to go to sleep and probably get all of like 6 hours at best because I got to get up at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So not even 6 hours. So then I get up, go to class, and then I make my way down here. And then usually what happens is either I'm doing a commercial for somebody, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
or I take a nap. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, so being back here and trying to stay up for the full amount of time that I have to on Friday sometimes, it's more of a mental tired than anything. No, I think it's a physical tired. Has to be a physical tired.
Say that one more time.
I think it's a physical exhaustion. It's a physical exhaustion. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Sunday up until Thursday, I'm just, because my job is very labor intensive.
Yeah.
So I'm always doing something. So then Friday, when I come here to work, I'm sitting down. So it's like my body's like, hey, you're sitting down.
Yeah, your body shuts down on you.
Right. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I want to do. So, sometimes when I feel that I'm getting that way, I have my main man tag in. And then I'll go do whatever work I have to do. And then I'll just disappear into slumberland. So I apologize. Trust me, something's going to give. You want to know why? Because this semester's almost over. Thank God.
Hard work pays off.
Sometimes.
All the time.
No. Sometimes.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm living proof that hard work only pays off sometimes.
So, what are your thoughts about the Cleveland killer?
Well, I have several thoughts on that. One of the first thoughts that I'm going to have is, or that I'm going to tell you, is that I don't like the people I work with because they would make jokes and say that I looked like him.
Oh, that's not funny.
It's not funny at all. So I don't like those people.
You have no resemblance.
Thank you.
There's another guy on another show here who resembles him, but you have no resemblance.
You look like Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if anybody wants to say, who do you look like, it's Tyler Perry.
Look, I've told you how I feel about that.
I know you don't like Tyler Perry, but
I'm just saying, I'm holding my reservations about the man. The first time I met him, they say first impressions.
What?
It's what makes or break you, and that broke it. So, but
I
no,
hope he has
I
time to redeem himself.
I can agree with you. I do favor him in some angles and/or pictures, depending on how my hair's cut.
Yeah.
Secondly, about the Cleveland, whatever you want to call him.
The Cleveland nut job?
Sure, we can call him the Cleveland nut job, or we can call him the Cleveland, I don't know, whatever. Because I don't even, Steve Stevenson. First off, his parents, why would you name him Steve when his last name's Stevenson?
Oh, it's like Philip Phillips. It happens.
He's black. He's black. You don't expect that from anybody's parents who are black.
Not to give them two of the same names. But anyways, we're going to move past that. I feel as if there's been a lot of talk around at my other job about whether or not he was crazy or if he, needed help. And then I was thinking to myself, and I was like, I don't want to give him the crazy label because I don't think he was crazy. No. I think I had this conversation with somebody else I work with. I think they're just vindictive, mean-spirited, evil people in this world. And misery loves company. I think that. What is that?
That's Queen Fiend.
I'm trying to put my munchies away.
Okay, so oh my gosh. So when I almost lost my train of thought because of you.
I'm sorry.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, no, I had a conversation that misery loves company.
It does.
They said he had like gambling debt, like he was like behind on his mortgage. I think the woman, what was her name? Like Jay Lane or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just went through like a bad breakup or something.
Right.
And I guess like just accumulation of all of this stuff. He was just like, you know what? I have nothing to lose.
So he snapped.
So I want someone else to lose it with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just what it was. I wouldn't classify him as crazy, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't clinically call him crazy or insane or suffering from any kind of disorder or anything. So I literally think that, one, he was just an awful person. I think that he was fully aware of everything that he was doing. And I think that what he did and how he went out speaks volumes of his character. That's what I think.
Well, this is my question. Because we don't know what the rest of his life was like. Okay, so you have a gambling problem. A lot of people have gambling issues or a drinking problem or whatever. But that doesn't always make you a horrible person. But, again, not to be mean or disrespectful, but I think he handled his life situation very wrong. In a very cowardly way.
He took the easy road. Definitely.
Yeah. And the easy road is never the right road. Like, people don't get that. You really do have to work for things in life. You really do have to hit rock bottom at times and crawl and scrape and army.
It's
crawl.
not pretty. Like, I know a couple years back was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, personally, I think I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Because I can't get into all the details. Long story short, I was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I had a car, but, no actual place to stay.
Right.
There was a couch here.
Thank God for that car.
Back seat there. You know what I'm saying? And, like, for, like, and I had just got a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had been homeless for, like, maybe, like, 2 weeks, and then I had just got a job. So I was like, hey, reaching out to friends. I was like, hey, can you bless me with this? And then for, like, 2-3 months straight, I was just grinding it out, saving my checks. It wasn't really doing a whole lot.
Yep.
And then, like, I got back to where I needed to be. Like,
exactly.
Sometimes life has to smack you in the face.
Yes.
To show you that you're not invincible. It literally has to, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to take you on this escalator all the way up to, like, the 15th floor.
Yep.
There's no floor when you get up there. Hopefully you got a parachute. If you don't, you might break a leg, but you'll live. So I just think sometimes that's just what life is about. Life is a cruel, cruel mistress. I do believe that life is a woman. I fully believe that life is a woman. If you don't agree with that, I don't think you really know. Would you disagree with me? Would you disagree with me?
He tried it.
I think maybe for your circumstances, it helps you cope.
That you
think that life is a woman.
Would you? Okay, so let me ask you this: would you think life is a man?
I think life is life. I don't think it takes on
I
a
don't
gender.
think it has a name of a.
I don't.
A role like
life is a woman.
No.
Life. You know what? Life is a woman. Life has to be a woman. Life never forgets anything. Life always makes sure you either get the good things in life if you're doing good. Life always makes sure you get the bad things if you're doing bad. Life is karma. Karma could be a woman's name. Life is a woman. Hands down. That's how I feel. No, please argue me on this.
Well, then that would be saying, to me, that would be saying God is a woman.
And I have
He
no
controls
problem with that.
everything.
If you think about that logically, that makes the most sense.
Because there are philosophical theories that God is possibly a woman.
Well, technically, God. Okay, we're getting in this topic, and I hope no one gets offended by what I'm about to say. But paraphrasing here, but technically, the Bible says that God is whatever you need Him to be at that time. So,
a God is a being who creates life. So therefore, TC, Queen Fiend, Misty, we are all gods because we are all capable of creating life.
And we're technically, well, not technically, we all are made in God's image. But what I'm saying is like when you're going through specific, tribulations or trials in your life, he/she, because like I said, he is whoever you need him to be at that time. So, for example, if there's a prominent figure in your life that you don't have in your life anymore, and that person is the only one who usually can get through to you, you might have a dream where you're talking to that person, and they set you straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in that instance, it is what you needed to be at that moment. So, for me, honestly, my mother is my world. Hands down, I don't care what anyone else says. So, to me, if anything was to happen in my life that I have no control over, I'm calling that woman. I'm calling her. And if I can't call her, I'm talking to the big man upstairs to metamorphosize himself into her so I can speak to her. You feel me? All right.
That was so deep.
It's okay. That's the barrier he needed to break today.
He needed to break that.
Ooh, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting kicked.
You wanna know why? Cause
agree with me. Cause why?
They agree with me.
The baby's angry with you?
No. Agrees with me.
Oh, she agrees with you.
I think so.
I think she just wants me to keep eating.
Munch.
I'm gonna go with my theory.
That is so funny.
Side note about the baby, you guys. I am 23 weeks.
Woohoo!
So we have exactly 4 months to go.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to give birth.
Over the hill.
Yeah. So we have to take a quick commercial break. But again, we're gonna come back and we're just gonna keep talking today about WTF because that just seems to be how today is going.
Yes.
This is Breaking Barriers with Miss D and my lovely co-host Queen Fiend and our behind the scenes TC. We'll be right back. Boom.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Rediscover your lore. House of China. You can set up an appointment with Camilla Collins, your very own image consultant. From street to chic and regular to radiate. House of China is for you. To follow House of China, it's Camilla_China Doll on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. And on Facebook, it's HOC Image Consulting. It's by appointment only, so text in at 910-986-8153. Or you can email her at houseofchinadoll@gmail.com. House of China, revitalizing your life.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Breaking Birds Radio. You are tuning in with your host,
Miss D,
and your co-host, Queen Fiend. And behind the scenes, we have TC.
Who thinks life is a woman?
So hilarious to me.
Life is a woman. We just talked about it. That like women are emotionally driven, men are logically driven.
Right. So that's why I said maybe for you life is a woman, whereas for us life is a man.
Queen Fiend.
Yes.
Is life a man for you?
I can't say life is either. It's been times where I've experienced both. I've experienced life being extra stubborn, which is very masculine to me, and I've been lately experienced life as being very emotional, which is very feminine to me. So I can't decide.
You don't stop with that bag.
Sorry.
These microphones pick up everything.
I'm sorry. We're hungry. Like, what do you want me to do?
This is dinner time for me.
If I don't feed the baby, she gets mad. And then she be kicking me, and it hurts. Like, a lot. So.
I understand.
My bad. Yeah. So, our quote of the day today is WTF! Exclamation point. Infinity. Because this world is scary, y'all. It's really scary. Like, we got people killing each other on Facebook.
It's terrible.
Posting it live.
There, a lot of people, I notice, are doing ridiculous things to bring attention to themselves. And there's this one girl. It disturbs me every time I see someone repost or share or like a video of hers. Like, I have to hide it from my timeline.
What are the videos that she's posting?
She's like dancing to this music. She has on like a crop top, either underwear or like her little sister shorts or whatever.
Okay.
Like, they're not hers. They can't possibly be. And even if they are hers, who's letting her shop in the children's department? She's like gyrating and trying to call herself twerking, and it's like she's trying to make these enticing videos, and it's disturbing because you can clearly tell that the child is mentally challenged.
Okay.
And who is trying to get money off of her? I've noticed that within the last 5 years or so, that people are making money from mentally challenged people. And they're gaining Instagram fame, Facebook fame, social media fame, period. Off of making these crazy videos to bring attention to themselves for a paycheck. Is money worth your dignity?
And this is why I wanted to talk about the Aaron Hernandez situation and why I brought up the little girl on the playground with me. I said, is that either people need to really get on board and take parenting seriously, or, I mean, there's just something that we have to do.
Adoption is always an option.
It is always an option. Or for Christ's sakes, people, put on a freaking condom.
Get your birth control.
Like, I don't get it.
There's so much alarms and reminder settings on phones today. Like, there's no excuse why you can't take your pill. It's not like you're me. In my case, I cannot, due to my lupus, take any form of birth control. I can't even use a condom because I'm allergic to spermicide. So, yeah.
That sounds awful.
Like, my lady parts will just, do other things if I try to.
Okay.
So.
Jesus.
Anyways, but, you're not in my situation. And yet you still choose to bring a child in this world to harbor whatever reason for your own personal use. Not to create another great person in this world or help make this world a better place. You're creating something that's causing destruction to this world. And it's just like people don't care.
And you know what? For those of you that know me, I'm sure y'all might be like, oh, Miss D, why don't you take your own advice? But, well, my situation is different. I knew at an early age that I wanted to be a parent. And there's 5 years between each one of my children. So clearly I was doing something.
And you waited until you, not particularly until you were ready again, but
no,
the timing just so happened to be those times.
And I'm not going to lie. This child I'm carrying right now, timing was hella wrong. I was like, what? But she's a blessing. She's a blessing from God. And if you want to judge me for it, well, I don't really care.
All that matters to me, even if you start off on the wrong path with having kids, I was in college.
Right.
Trying to finish my degree after having crazy panic attacks.
I also womaned up and raised
and
my damn kids.
Right, that was my point.
Right.
Like, come on now, no matter what you're going through, break that barrier. Get yourself together. Don't be afraid to ask for help, to get assistance. There's so many girls I know that do not believe in child support. And I was one of them. But then you have those parents who don't contribute.
Yeah.
And as a mother, it's very hard. You don't want to, but it gets to the point where you don't want to overwhelm yourself working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to support, your one child or your 2 children or your 3 children. And us as women, we have to know when to stop. If we get to our third child, little Raekwon, and he has a different father, and the one before that has a different father, and the one before that is a different father, we got to know when enough is enough. To be able to have control over ourselves.
Right.
To know when, okay, if I had one guy who's not anything, is not helping me with this one, then I had little Shaquita, and her father ain't helping me. Why am I going to allow little Ray Ray? I'm just saying, people, because these would be the ones. Why am I going to allow little Ray Ray to suffer this way.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you guys, the child is not to blame. They didn't ask to be there. They didn't ask to be created. They were just created. And then we put them in these awful circumstances that they didn't ask for, that they don't deserve. So, we can touch more on this. Unfortunately, we have to take a quick commercial break. And this is Breaking Barriers with myself, Miss D, and Queen Fiend. We'll be right back.
Check out this flashback. Our streets are not war zones, and our streets should not be treated as war zones. Now, we got a lot going on in our streets, and we can understand that. We do understand that, and we thank law enforcement and we thank communities for standing up against the things that are going on in their neighborhoods in the negative. But when you have a man broke down on the street, when you have someone in
who was asking for help,
right, asking for help, you got someone in your home, you have a caregiver that's actually complying with his hands out and he's laying down and he's still getting shot, then this is not law enforcement. No. This is brutality. This is not police brutality. This is brutality. I would not call these offenders of justice police, and we do want justice and we will get justice, and dare I say, by any means necessary. You can catch me Thursdays from 8 to 10 on the Denice Harrison Show on BigExposedRadio.com.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe, but are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/therightseat. That's safercar.gov/therightseat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school? Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions? No. Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school? Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul. No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework. Home walk restaurant. Need a review? No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized. I think I understand. Oh, good. Finding best potatoes for French fries. No! Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold. Why don't you understand me? Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Breaking Barriers Radio. You're tuning in with our host,
Miss D,
aka Munch Munch.
Yes, Munch Munch all the time. I'm sorry. 4 more months of this, you guys.
Munch 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 Munch.
Yep.
And myself, the co-host, Queen Fiend, and behind the scenes we have TC.
Yep. So we're just talking about like parenting and WTF of what's going on in the world, because there's so many things that can be avoided in this world.
I just can't help but Kamal always says, "What the world?"
Who says that?
My daughter.
Oh yeah.
She's like, "What the world?"
Just doesn't make sense.
It just makes sense right now. It's just like, what the world? What is going on?
I don't know. All I can say is that we, as individuals, are in control of ourselves. So, I can only control my children. And I can't really control other people's children. However, I will say I'm blessed because my children are surrounded by other children who have very supportive parents. So they get to grow up in a very supportive environment, not only with themselves from, Chulo and I, but my family, is awesome. Like, even though my family hasn't always agreed with my life choices, they're still a very loving, supportive family. Huh?
Nobody's going to agree with each other 100%.
Right. However, I'm still blessed because my family still loves me and they still love my kids and they're still very supportive. Every single person in my family, very supportive. And every single person in my family very much loves my children. So, I
think we need to take a note from the rich. And I'm saying this because...
Are you sure? Rich people are really fucked up.
I'm listen to, it's a point to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, not even necessarily the rich, but those close-knit, gated or private communities, they all help each other out.
Yes, they house everybody's secrets.
I mean, I feel like that's not a bad thing.
I'm making a joke. Go ahead.
I really don't feel like... Okay, so my mom would explain to me, like, a lot growing up about her upbringing. And basically, she would just say, like, she could... If they didn't have, somebody to watch them, and my grandmother had to go campaign for so-and-so, Miss Oso or Miss White across the street would keep them. Or if Miss White didn't have have somebody watch her kids, my grandmother would keep them. My grandmother looked out for everybody who lived on that block.
Right.
And I noticed that a lot with the rich. They are very gated and they keep, they keep things amongst themselves. They do. Keep each other's secrets. Their children are raised around each other, so then eventually their children have children, and then it's it's all kept within kind of like one circle. And I just think we should take a note of that, of kind of like getting back to embracing our communities.
Yep.
Because it's just like we are so fascinated with other people have, we don't realize what we have ourselves.
Most definitely. Like, I certainly didn't grow up rich, but on my block, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses. That's our section of the street. We all look out for each other.
Right.
All of them know my children. All of them get my children little Easter baskets, Christmas gifts. And, when my daughter bakes cakes, she'll go and she'll knock on the door and give her cakes to the neighbors. And everything that I've been involved in, from me growing up as a child to me having children and now them growing up, my neighbors have been involved. And I think that's pretty cool. So, I would say not just, I would say in all communities, rich or poor.
Right.
It's good to have a supportive village. It's good to have that network of people that are all looking out for each other to make sure that everybody is safe. When my neighbors go out of town, they call my parents' house and they say, hey, I'm going out of town. You've been out of my house? Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. We sure can. So it's just one of those type things. But let me see. What time is it? Because I'm getting depressed.
Oh, Lord. It is 4:36.
4:36. Okay, guys. So we have like 20 minutes left in the show. Let's end on a happy note.
Yes.
Because the sun is shining outside. And even though we all had a crazy Friday coming in, let's have a awesome Friday going out.
Yes. It's Sundress Saturday tomorrow at Select.
Oh, rock on.
Sundress Saturday, ladies. I'm trying to tell you, it is a $500 contest for the best sundress. I'm not allowed to participate because you know all of this will win. Like all of this, these curves. Once you put the sundress on it,
Clearly, she doesn't have self-esteem issues.
Never. I'm darling Denice's daughter. You didn't know? But ladies, come out and get that money.
Am I eligible?
Yes, girl. With the bump. Come on out with the bump and the rump.
Cause I have some pretty cool sundresses.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, and you probably look good now because you got the little boop. TC, bring your girl out. Tell her come get this money. $500. That probably can pay your card note for the month.
So, okay, let me. So how much is it? How much is it again?
$500.
500.
Yeah.
$500 for the best sundress.
Yes.
$500.
$500
for the best sundress.
For the best sundress.
Now, are we talking about the sundress or what's in the sundress?
How you look in the sundress.
See, I don't know. There's a couple thotty two hotties that might be going up in there with the maxi little short joints on.
Wait, to me a sundress it goes down to
right.
Like
I
ankles,
thought
right?
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying,
I mean, that's what they were advertising on the flyer, like the maxi
there.
dress.
They're gonna come in there and be like, "Oh, this my work. I know it's kind of small." Get out of Because I'm pretty sure you know exactly the type I'm talking about.
Yeah, because it happens every week. So, okay, let me just recap on my party.
Oh, yes, please. Let's hear about that. Queen Bee had a birthday. She had a birthday party. Unfortunately, Miss D couldn't attend because she was moving.
Yep. So,
and I'm pregnant.
I decided to go Eartha Kitt, Tina Turner inspired.
Okay.
So I wore a leotard, but fishnet stockings, and thigh-high boots, and a shawl. No pants, no skirt. That's all I had on was the leotard and fishnets.
Are you sure you weren't trying to be like Catwoman?
Eartha Kitt is Catwoman.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Rock on. See, that's what I was getting. I was getting Catwoman. I was like,
so, you know, that's kind of my thing, like onesies or leotards or cat suits. That's my thing. Like, that's my signature as an artist. And so I definitely got it that weekend. I definitely got the blues from the guys that weekend. Definitely. You know, I was just trying to turn up in my private little VIP section. If you know, anybody knows Joanne the Scammer? Joanne the Scammer?
I don't know her.
Oh, you gotta look her up. She's so hilarious.
Okay.
It's actually a guy, but he's so hilarious. And he's like, he always like, I'm living my private Caucasian life. Get out my Caucasian home. Like, honestly, truly, like that's what he says. So I'm just like in my private Caucasian section, minding my Caucasian business.
Okay.
And these guys like decided they thought it was nice for them to sit their drinks in my section. So you know me, I was like, shut it down, bye-bye. You want to contribute, then you can sit here.
Right.
So my boss was like, you're so mean, but I'm not so mean. It's just like, I paid this money.
Right.
And I want to be able to dance all over my section. And if I knock their drinks down,
right,
there's going to be some problems. But then he was attracted by that.
What?
He was attracted by me fussing him out.
You know, those
So I understand what TC is saying. Like, no, his girl probably couldn't walk up in there because if she's like anything how I picture in my mind she looks, yeah, it probably won't be a good idea. Because I cannot walk in there, even dressed like this. Like, I'm not even like dressed up or beat today.
What, they just act like they've never seen pretty women before?
It's not even that. It said, I'm still getting used to it too, because last year this time I didn't have this weight on me.
Okay.
So I'm still getting used to it. And I forget sometimes. So I'm just walking like I walk.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk like I walk, it get the jiggling and shaking.
Oh.
And then eyes be scrolling and rolling. I ain't got time.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
They can look, but they can't touch.
Googly, I found you. Look,
let me just say, like
one...
a male promoter might have it easy, but us female promoters have it way harder than them. Way harder.
Let one of them front wearing, cruddy fade rocking.
Yes.
I want one of them to say something.
And it was so crazy because, you know, my boss made me.
Be permanent.
He made me feel real special. I was sitting in what we call the drug dealer section. And we call it the drug dealer section because it's like the biggest section in the nightclub.
Okay.
And that's mostly where all the big drug dealers, they, you know, have their section at. So I felt like a celebrity that night. Like I felt like Queen Fiend, the signed rapper that I am. You know, I got to feel like that night. You understand? Like, you know, I want to shout out everybody who came, and those who made an effort to come. Those who couldn't make it, no love lost. I was doing this event in Cruise to have fun for my birthday and to raise money for charity. I raised $5, whatever.
Hey, that's $5 more than what you had.
$5 more than what we had to this Purple Dragon Foundation. So I had fun, and I just want y'all to know, Select is the place to be on a Saturday night. Like, I'm telling you, as soon as you hit that 6 weeks, we is going out for a post-baby celebration. I'm trying to tell you. It's just something about it. Like, I'm not just saying it because I'm a promoter and I'm pushing, I'm plugging, I'm trying to get y'all to come in the door. But it's really live. The DJ really plays a variety of music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The bottle service, the bartenders are friendly. Only thing you're going to have a struggle with, and this is mostly my experience with girls who like to dress down or boys, by all means, be on your best dress when you come. No sneakers. Right. There's nights that we have sneakers that are allowed, but please try to come in your best dress. Like, come. It's called Fashion Saturday for a reason.
Okay.
So be fashionable, and you won't get no grief from the security. Other than that, make sure you don't have no spray in your bag, no cologne, no perfume. Be careful about bring no comb. You can bring a brush in there, like if you need to, you know, fix them loose hairs. Right. But no combs, none of that. No outside food or drinks. Just come out tomorrow. Get this $500. I would like for one of my listeners to get these $500 because these girls, I mean, just they come in there, girl, and they just already, girl. Listen, I was the only person who would lead to it at my party.
I believe you.
I have no doubt that I'm pretty sure. Well, I know for a fact she looks amazing in a sundress, but I ain't got time to be going up in there.
I feel
I'm gonna have to slap somebody.
I feel so removed from this life. Because, like, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a club. Like, my birthday's coming up. My birthday's May 1st.
Oh, dang it.
But
okay, so what you saying is we going to a club?
No.
Going to the club for your birthday?
No. What I'm saying, I'm trying to remember the
pre-baby turn up.
I can't even remember the last time.
Champagne.
I was in a club.
You get that red wine going on? No.
I can't even. I have no tolerance for alcohol whatsoever.
We gonna get you some Voss.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, cause like I want to say I was like 19.
Girl, is you serious? Oh Lord, TC,
I was like 19.
Take
20.
her out. After she have this baby.
I think I was like 20.
Oh,
because I got pregnant at 21.
So you definitely wasn't out.
I spent all my 20s in the house. That's okay though. Let me tell you, my 40s,
it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be the shit. Because like my oldest is gonna be like 18.
Oh, so then you can leave the baby home and go have you a nice little drink.
Nah, I mean I'm gonna leave the baby with somebody else, but no, like I'm taking my 18-year-old with me.
Oh, you want to take her out with you?
Yeah.
Oh, so Chulo can stay home with the baby.
Oh, hell no. He got to be by my side. Me go out without Chulo? Yeah, right. So we got to take a commercial.
We'll be right back on Breaking Barriers Radio Show.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
Not taking responsibility for other people's emotions and things that's going on, and owning up to who you are. I know that's what you were finishing on, so you can speak more on that, sister.
Yeah, just making sure, because at the end of the day, what happens to us, especially women, we're nurturers. So by life, we tend to want to, I call men projects, like fix-me-uppers, people that come with issues. And for some reason, I mean, people, we all have issues, but people who, want you to help them through their issues, So we take on projects because we get to the point to where we're like, okay, I just want to have somebody, as opposed to the quality of the person that you're getting. And then we start to own all of their issues, and we start to feel bad because things are not progressing the way that we want it to, and that's not fair to us. So we can't own somebody else's stuff. If somebody's not ready when you meet them, that's not your fault. That's theirs. It's their loss. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up? It's the man you all know and love, E. Digger, the host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Make sure you catch me and my crew every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all my business going every day.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Tell the world I see.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, welcome back to Breaking Barriers Radio Show.
Yes, we are back. So, yeah, I was just talking about how I keep kicking Queen. My bad.
You're so good. I'm so used to it. You just don't know.
It's funny. I'm a short person, but I have really long legs, so they kind of just invade people's space.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's how I
gotta kick you guys.
I am. My legs are, for me to be short, they're very limber. Like I couldn't wrap my legs around themselves like 3 times.
These like that. It's a little crazy. So it's just, I don't know. Queen is determined that I'm gonna get out back in society and party like a rock star.
I just want her to do it one time.
But
just one time.
I can't even stay awake.
You know what? Okay, so I won't take you on a Saturday night because I feel like it might be a little bit turned up and you might not know the music.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will do is on a Friday we could go to like a happy hour that they have, and then you can go home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds perfect.
You know, because they have more of stuff that you might want to listen to on Friday night. And the host is a older guy.
Mm-hmm.
The DJ is an older guy.
Gotcha.
He's like back in that circa of when Choices and Gatsby's and all that stuff was popping in Paradox Tunnel. He like Tons. DJ Tons is his name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be okay.
Okay.
You'll be okay.
I can get down with that. Cause I am.
We could do a Breaking Birdies after party.
Y'all, I'm an old soul.
And they have all the stuff, the house and the go-go and the Jamaican music.
Okay, they can keep the go-go.
No go-go.
No.
Go-go, no.
I'm not from DC.
I don't care what you won't do.
I'm from Baltimore, born and raised, but go-go is like, oh my God.
You know what go-go?
What you won't do while I'm behind this, I will cut your mic off.
You know what go-go sounds like to me? It sounds like somebody is just in the kitchen banging on pots and pans.
But that's where I was birthed from.
I just can't get down.
Sardines, and pork and beans.
Oh my Lord.
Here's my issue.
Especially when A. Marie came out with that song, I was like, oh.
Baltimoreans.
Hey.
That's right, I'm going to say it.
Excuse me, I'm from Baltimore. I love go-go.
Okay, I'm excluding you. I'm not saying you, but most of you Baltimoreans, what you fail to realize is you guys don't hear all genres of go-go. Okay. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people forget. Chuck Brown, the godfather of go-go, a lot of y'all know majority of his songs.
Yeah.
That's go-go. Real go-go. No. Let me finish. Real go-go bands are just that. They're bands. They have sax, trumpets, keyboards, drums, the whole 9 yards. Some of the younger generation ones, yes, I can agree with you. I personally haven't listened to any go-go that's been made past 2009 because it's all just blah. But like Air Raid, Rare Essence, there's some like New Impressions. There are bands that are actually really good at what they do, and they make original music.
Okay, I meant like, you remember that song that A. Marie came out with? A. Marie.
Which one?
The go-go song. It was really go-go based. I think it was called like This One Thing. Or,
oh, okay. Yeah.
This one thing.
That wasn't go-go based.
It was go-go in there.
No, it wasn't.
Well, that song's awful. And that type of go-go beat, I hate.
I can see where you get that confused because a lot of go-go stations or on radio, they will kind of like infuse that into that song, like when they're mixing.
If you listen to it,
they do that. They mix that with the song.
Some songs
with.
It works, but some songs it doesn't. Like Jill Scott, "Do You Want It?" That's go-go based.
Yeah, that's go-go.
The one song that everyone loved up here, what was it? Miracles. That was a go-go song.
That song.
Give it to me, give it to me, baby.
Give it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
I like Jill Scott.
But that's go-go based, and you probably love that song. That's what I'm saying. You don't.
Jill Scott's always thinking about food.
You don't give certain genres of go-go a chance. I agree with you. All the get hype stuff, you can throw it out the door. And any true DC go-go person will tell you, you never play more than 3 go-go songs a party, and you never play the full song because it doesn't. It's just a repeat it's just a repeat. You play half of the beginning, you move on to another go-go song. You play half of that song, It's just like radio. You don't play the whole song majority of the times. It's a mix. That's my issue.
So does this mean that you hate Baltimore Club?
I am a lover of all music. I love New York music, Jersey music, club music, go-go music. The only music I can't always listen to is country. But
I love country.
That's
oh yeah.
You're one of them.
I have to say I am a fan of country. I'm a fan, and I've recently really gotten into it once Carrie Underwood was on American Idol. That's what made me get into it. Mm-hmm. And then but I can't really even say that because Shania Twain was always in my playlist.
Shania,
Reba,
she's a staple.
So it was kind of always those songs, but then when I really got into it, when I discovered that I really like country music. If you kind of listen to it, country music and hip hop have a lot in common.
They do.
Country singers just happen to put it in a more metaphoric way, I believe.
They're more storytellers. Okay, so we have to take a break. We'll be right back. This is breaking. No, we won't. We won't be back.
We won't be back.
We'll be back next week, y'all.
And I'll let you know who won Sundress Saturday.
Alrighty. This has been WTF Friday on Breaking Barriers. I'm Misty. We'll catch you guys next week.
And I'm Queen Fiend. Check
out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
The topic for today, movies and whether or not they have real life applications. And as Stello said, I was talking